So in this module, we'll be studying how to extract copper from the copper pyrites. The composition of copper pyrite is CuFeS2. Extraction of copper from the copper pyrite involves following steps. We know usually the copper is extracted from copper pyrite ore and the composition is CuFeS2. So in the beginning, the copper pyrite ore is crushed and grinded to form a fine powder. That powder ore is treated to concentration process. Okay, you know what is concentration? Concentration in the sense it is a process in which the impurities are totally removed from the ore. So here the concentration is done by froth flotation process. Why we are adopting froth flotation process means since the composition is CuFeS2, that means it is what sulfide ores, right? So the sulfide ores are usually concentrated by froth flotation process. And the next step is what? Roasting. So roasting in the sense here we are going to heat the ore in the presence of excess of air. Once we heat the concentrated ore in the presence of excess of air, so what happens? All the moisture will be removed, then all the volatile impurities will be taken off and the finally ore become porous. Okay, so these are the some changes takes place during roasting process. Okay, so we are going to expel the moisture, expel the volatile impurities, and finally ore become porous. Once roasting process is completed, the following reactions takes place in the sense whatever the volatile impurities are there, all the volatile impurities will be converted into its respective oxides. Later, that is copper pyrite is totally converted into cuprous sulfide, ferrous sulfide, and it is going to release a sulfur dioxide gas. So these are the reactions you can observe here. So these are the reactions, that is oxides of sulfur, oxides of arsenous, oxides of phosphorus, and finally that is copper pyrite is converted into cuprous sulfide, ferrous sulfide, and sulfur dioxide gas is released. So whatever the FeS2 and CuS2 is released in the previous reaction, okay, so that FeS2 and Cu2s partially oxidized to FeO, that is FeS2 partially oxidizes to FeO, whereas the Cu2s partially oxidized to Cu2O. Once roasting is done, so we need to follow one more step, that is called as smelting. Okay, so in the smelting process, the roasted ore, powder coke, and sand, it acts as a flux. Okay, these three mixtures, roasted ore, flux in the sense sand, as well as coke, is taken in a blast furnace. A current of hot air is passed through the bottom of the furnace. Okay, see here, this is from here we need to pass the, that is what, current of air, in the sense hot air is passed through these tires, they are called as tires. So when we pass the current of hot air through the blast furnace, the following reactions will take place. See, in the above slide we have seen, that is in a blast furnace we have taken concentrated ore, then powder coke, as well as sand. Then what is the role of this coke means, that is coke acts as fuel as well as reducing agent, and whereas sand acts as flux. See here, that is FeS is there, whatever the FeS is there, that is ferrous sulfide, this ferrous sulfide is completely oxidized into, that is FeO, iron oxide. And what is this iron oxide? It is in a gang in the sense what? Impurity. We don't want this iron. So in this case, in the extraction of copper, iron acts as an impurity. We are extracting copper, right? So if we want copper, then we need to remove this iron. So it will become impurity, right? In order to remove this basic gang, in order to remove this basic impurity, we need to add acidic flux. So here, sand means what? Flux. Okay, so what is the formula of sand? SiO2, right? So when the basic gang combines with acidic flux, we are going to get slag. It is called as ferrous silicate. What is this? Ferrous silicate. So whatever the iron oxide is there, so that iron oxide is removed in the form of slag, ferrous silicate. So these are the remaining reactions once again. See here, the cuprous sulfide is there, no? So this cuprous sulfide, it will oxidize to Cu2O plus SO2, sulfur dioxide gas is released. And whatever this Cu2O is there, it will once again react with FeS and it will convert into Cu2S. In the sense, it is going to convert back into once again cuprous sulfide plus iron oxide is obtained. Now, the unconverted cuprous sulfide, try to understand. The unconverted cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide is called copper matte. So what is copper matte? The unconverted cuprous sulfide and ferrous sulfide is called as copper matte. So this is nothing but impurity. Okay, so this is unconverted cuprous sulfide and that is ferrous sulfide is called as copper matte, and this copper matte is taken for the further process, in the sense it is sent for one more process, and that process name is called as Bessemerization. So now we are going to discuss about the Bessemerization process. So for the Bessemerization process, we need to take that is a Bessemer tank. So this is Bessemer tank, which is a pear-shaped tank. So inside it is lined with basic basic substances, in the sense it may be like silica, in the sense sand. Inside it is completely lined with a silica, and see this is that is called as tire, TUYERS. Okay, that is the tires through which we are going to pass a hot air. So during process we need to take that is copper matte, that is what unconverted ferrous sulfate and cuprous sulfide is called as copper matte. Copper matte as well as sand is taken in a tank, and the current of hot air is passed through the tank. Then the following reactions takes place. See, the remaining ferrous sulfide oxidizes to ferrous oxide, and the ferrous oxide it will combine with SiO2. Here the SiO2 acts as a, that is flux. Okay, so this FeO plus SiO2 gives rise to FeSiO3. It is called as slag. Copper matte also consists of cuprous sulfide. So whatever the cuprous sulfide is there, so that cuprous sulfide will partially oxidize to cuprous oxide. Later, cuprous oxide will undergo auto reduction with cuprous sulfide to form molten copper. The molten copper which is obtained during process is allowed for cooling. While cooling, the small amount of sulfur dioxide gas will be escaping continuously. So due to the escaping of sulfur dioxide gas, it causes blisters on the surface of copper. So blister in the sense small bubbles, okay, fine bubbles will appear on the surface of copper. Hence that copper is called as blister copper. The blister copper which is obtained, it is 98% pure. Later the further purification can be done by electrolytic method. Thank you.